It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related, and we're doing just that. So, we got a lot of rocks to look at this week. Oh my, we got a bunch of stuff here. But first, I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about rock clubs. I know, rock clubs, right? So, here's the thing. We've been part of two different rock clubs. One really good and one really not good club. So when I hear people give the advice now, join a rock club, I tend to think it's bad advice that should be avoided. Now, hear me out. I know there's probably a lot of rock club members out there, and, maybe you agree, disagree, but just here's the thing. So, somebody gets online and they're looking for information on where to go rockhounding. The general advice kind of lands into a couple of categories. Go to this place. Somebody throws out an exact location, buy a book, or join a club. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story about my good rock club experience. So we used to be members of the Mount Hood Rock Club in Gresham, Oregon. And I can say without a doubt that is a great rock club. Like they were so nice. Like I went there at a point in my rockhounding career where I knew basically nothing. Like very, very little, right? So we show up, we go to some of their meetings. They're pretty big meetings, you know. They had like coffee out there, coffee and like dough cookies or something. They had a sharing table. It was very formal meeting setting. Like senior members of the club that had been there a long time. They had like vests on. Everybody had name tags. It was very, very well organized, very thorough and professional. They were probably went above and beyond. Let me give you an idea. So we went there, and if you're a guest, you sign up. You're like, oh hey, I'm a guest, just checking the thing out, and they like write your name down. I didn't know that they would call call on you during their meeting. They'd be like, hey, so we have 3 new members. Jared, why don't you come down here and tell us about why you like rocks, okay? So you go up there and you're like, hey, I like rocks because they're pretty and it's fun to get out. And they're like, awesome, here, pick a rock from the bag or the box. And this is what I picked out of that on that very first rock club experience. This is a beautiful Richardson's Ranch Thunder Egg. Now, at the time, they would always ask people the same thing. They'd be like, do you know what this is? And it's fun because the Thunder Egg's like the state rock. So it's always good. And they have give a free rock to all the kids. And it was a great club. Like, they had a Thunder Egg claim. I can't say enough good stuff about it. I remember the first time I took a rock to the sharing table, and during that you'd get up and you would say mention about what you brought, and people would chime in on it. It was a lot of fun. It was a good experience. Here is actually that rock. Long before I was into rockhounding, I found this. Now I had no idea at the time what in the heck this was. I know now. Do you know? What do you think this is? This is dry, by the way. Well, I hope you're coming up with the answer of opalized wood, because that's what it is. I got up there, and people weren't like, oh, you're an idiot, you don't know anything. And that kind of left a good impression on me for the rockhounding world. They were pretty much exactly what you would hope a rock club to be. That is not the case across the board. And I worry that sometimes sending new people to a rock club can actually do more harm than good. It can really turn people off from the whole experience when you go there and it's just like a bunch of, I don't know, for lack of a better way of putting it, a bunch of grumpy old men that don't want to share any information. You're seen as an outsider, somebody that they don't like, and that's never a good feeling. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm from now on never going to be giving the advice of go join a rock club unless I know for a fact that it's a great rock club where that person's going to be at. And I'm never ever going to move back to the Portland, Oregon metro area for a large number of reasons. But if I did, I would certainly go back to the Mount Hood Rock Club. That was a mouthful. That's quite the story, right? So, how about some bad news? We had a casualty here. We had a casualty. Oh, the serpentine cab that was made. Well, you can see what happened. So, I need to do a repair job on this. I've never glued a stone together, but I'm gonna do that. I hope that maybe somebody can chime in with some advice on how exactly I should do that. What's the recommended adhesive for this application? And I guess do I polish it out afterwards? Because I assume some of the epoxy or glue is going to squirt out from that. So we'll give that a shot, and I'll let you know how that goes. We did go rockhounding this past week, and well, I don't know how to say this, but I don't think I should have been collecting rocks where I was collecting rocks. Now, here's the thing. Not all public lands are created equal. All of these different public lands are managed by different agencies. Like, you got like Bureau of Land Management, you have the Department of Natural Resources, you have like Fish and Wildlife, all these different agencies out there. They all have their own rules. And then even within that, certain districts will have different rules. So like one district of BLM can have different rules than another district of BLM. So it can be very confusing, especially if you're in a place with no signs, nothing there to indicate anything. And it's even made worse, like the scenario that I'm going to tell you about, where there's two different things said on two different maps. So I have no clue what the property was. It could be someplace that I could rockhound. It could be someplace where I couldn't. I don't know. So even though it was a really good video, it was beautiful. I did all the editing and all the things. I'm not going to probably ever release it because I can't seem to get a straight answer as of yet. But I will show you the rocks that we got. Speaking of opal, look at that. Look at that thing right there. That nice chunky piece of opal. This just came out of the side of a gravel road. I like the color in it. There's another piece of it. Look at that. I was really hoping to share the location because, well, it's awesome. Now, that kind of really, you start to get into that gray space, right? Where is it one of those things where it's like a no harm, no foul? I mean, pretty much. I mean, kind of in the middle of nowhere, and there's also some jasper out there, just popping out of the road. And the road's material that was trucked in, so you're not really disturbing like natural habitats whatsoever. But I wouldn't want to recommend people go out to an area unless I know for sure that you can collect there. That just not a good idea, you know. There was some bigger chunks of jasper out in that, so I cut this, but I forgot my water. No water out here. It's also really, really cold out here, so it's kind of just either more like caramel colored jasper. Nothing really too crazy and special, but still neat. Still a neat roadside find. I want to talk about this for a sec. The rock scoop. Let's see if I can get all in frame there. So the rock scoop video, I knew making it that, first off, it's kind of a long video and not really, I mean, it's like a rock hounding adjacent topic, right? Like it's not like getting rocks. So I know it's not going to be that popular, but what I'm really hoping is that somebody watches it and they start producing something at least inspired by this commercially, so that there's an affordable, awesome rock hounding, gem scoop product on the market. I really hope that happens. Now, a number of people have said they're going to make them. One great thing about the comments of that video was that people had some suggestions for their own telescopic thing, because that's the problem with this. I'm using telescopic aluminum, buying it from a very specific place. People talked about like a hiking pole. You could cannibalize a hiking pole. One person talked about one of those canopy pop-ups. If you have a broken one, you could use a telescopic leg from that. Walker legs, like for an older person's walker. Don't take somebody's walker that's using it, though. All kinds of telescopic things out there, and you can maybe start hunting for those during garage sale season and maybe come up with something that you could make a product like this. I mean, the scoop's excellent, right? Like, it's like such a perfect size, but you just need something low profile and telescopic to be able to make it. Okay, last but certainly not least, the rocks that Derek sent from, I guess you'd just call it the Southeast United States, Florida, and other states down there. Absolutely amazing, beautiful stuff. We cracked this open the other day, and it's just such nutty looking material, at least for me. I mean, it's just not stuff that we have here, right? On top of that, it being UV reactive material, it's so cool. I'm going to show you at some point here all of my good rocks that are in the house displayed, because I'm pretty picky, and try to capture that in detail. Maybe we'll do that in an upcoming video. There's some of those. You see that? So cool. Those are the Douglas Creek diamonds. Something, I think that's what they are. Look at that. And I'll show you one more here before we drop the lights real quick. So this is a snail filled with calcite crystals. I mean, can you imagine rock hounding for that? Like, the grass is always greener, isn't it? Isn't it always greener? Let's shut these lights off real quick. Pulling out UV light. Let me show you this. Look at that glow. So awesome. I love it. I don't know. I'm not like a raver, but maybe in another life I could have been. I mean, I find the whole phosphorescent aspect of this to be really cool. It really adds another level to the rockhounding thing. So this is probably going to be the longest Saturday night special that we've ever done. I hope you made it to the end, everybody. I appreciate you coming by, hearing me ramble about things. So, as always, catch you next week. Take care.